Hey there, cake lovers. Today we're celebrating something truly special. Not just any birthday, but the birthday of cake itself. Have you ever wondered where cake came from? Who first had the brilliant idea to mix simple ingredients like flour, sugar, and eggs to create this delightful treat? Imagine the curiosity and creativity it took to combine these ingredients and bake them into something so delicious. It's a process that has evolved over centuries. Turns out cake has been around for a long, long time. Ancient civilizations enjoyed their own versions of cake, often sweetened with honey and filled with nuts and dried fruits. It's older than the internet, older than sliced bread, even older than forks. Cakes have been a part of human celebrations and rituals for thousands of years. We're going on a tasty journey to explore the history of cakes, from ancient times to today's high-tech kitchens. We'll see how cakes have transformed through the ages. We'll see how technology changed how we bake and peek into the future of cake making, where modern gadgets and techniques have revolutionized the baking process. Imagine a world where robots might lend a hand or whisk in the kitchen. Automated cake decorating machines and robotic assistants are already making waves in the culinary world. So grab a slice of your favorite cake and get ready for a sweet and fascinating adventure. From ancient recipes to futuristic kitchens, the story of cake is as rich and layered as the dessert itself. Let's dive in and savor every moment of this delicious journey. Our cake story begins thousands of years ago, back when people first learned to bake. The art of baking was a significant milestone in human history, marking the transition from simple, raw food to more complex and enjoyable culinary creations. These early cakes weren't like the ones we know and love today. They were rudimentary, often dense and heavy, more akin to bread than the fluffy, sweet confections we enjoy now. They were more like dense bread, sweetened with honey or fruit. Honey was one of the few sweeteners available at the time, and fruits added a natural sweetness and moisture to the otherwise dry and dense bread. The ancient Egyptians were big fans of these early cakes. They perfected the art of baking and took it to new heights, creating a variety of baked goods that were integral to their culture and daily life. They used them for offerings to their gods and even buried them with their pharaohs for a sweet treat in the afterlife. These cakes were considered sacred and were believed to provide sustenance in the journey beyond. The Greeks and Romans were also baking up a storm. They inherited and further developed the baking techniques from the Egyptians, adding their own twists and flavors to the mix. They made flat cakes drizzled with honey and sometimes even added nuts and spices. These ingredients not only enhanced the flavor but also added texture and nutritional value to the cakes. These weren't just for special occasions, they were everyday foods. In ancient markets, you could find a variety of these baked goods enjoyed by people from all walks of life. The cakes were a staple in their diet, providing a quick and convenient source of energy. Cakes also played a role in celebrations and communal gatherings. They were shared among friends and family during festivals and feasts, symbolizing unity and joy. The act of baking and sharing cakes brought people together, creating bonds and fostering a sense of community. The recipes and techniques for these early cakes were passed down through generations, evolving over time. Ancient bakers experimented with different ingredients and methods, gradually refining their craft. The tools they used were simple yet effective, laying the foundation for the sophisticated baking techniques we have today. Fast forward to today, and cakes have transformed into a diverse array of delicious treats, ranging from simple homemade cakes to elaborate, multi-tiered masterpieces. While the basic concept remains the same, the variety and creativity in cake making have expanded tremendously. Cake shops and bakeries around the world now offer an endless selection of flavors, designs, and decorations, catering to every taste and occasion. Whether it's a birthday, wedding, or just a regular day, there's always a perfect cake to celebrate with. And the joy of baking cakes at home continues to thrive. Families and friends come together in their kitchens, creating memories and delicious treats that are cherished for years to come. The tradition of cake making, rooted in ancient history, remains a beloved and enduring part of our lives. Before we continue, if you are enjoying this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive future updates. Fast forward a few centuries to the Middle Ages, a time of knights, castles, and grand feasts. The art of cake making began to evolve significantly during this period. Cakes started to look a bit more familiar, taking on shapes and forms that we might recognize today. Bakers began to refine their techniques, creating more intricate and delicious confections. They experimented with new ingredients like spices from the East, dried fruits, and even rose water. These exotic additions not only enhanced the flavor, but also added a touch of luxury to the cakes. These medieval cakes were often elaborate creations reserved for special occasions like feasts and weddings. They were decorated with intricate designs and sometimes even gold leaf, making them true works of art. They were a sign of wealth and status. The fancier the cake, the more important you were. Nobles and royalty would showcase their wealth by commissioning the most extravagant cakes for their banquets. One famous medieval cake was the Simnel cake, a rich fruit cake with a layer of marzipan baked right in. This cake was not only delicious but also held significant cultural and religious meaning. It was traditionally eaten during Lent, and the marzipan on top represented the stone that sealed Jesus' tomb. The Simnel cake was a symbol of the resurrection and was often enjoyed on the fourth Sunday of Lent, known as Mothering Sunday. Medieval bakers were true artisans, dedicating hours to perfecting their recipes and techniques. They used simple tools and ingredients, yet managed to create cakes that were both beautiful and delicious. These cakes were not just for the elite. They were also sold in markets and enjoyed by the common folk during special occasions. The popularity of cakes continued to grow, setting the stage for the even more elaborate confections of the Renaissance and beyond. As we move forward in time, the art of cake making continued to evolve, becoming even more sophisticated and ornate. But it was in the Middle Ages that the foundation for these fancier cakes was truly laid. Today we can still see the influence of medieval cakes in modern baking. Bakers draw inspiration from the past, creating cakes that are not only delicious but also visually stunning, continuing the tradition of fancier cakes for fancier folks. By the 16th century, sugar arrived in Europe from the New World. This changed everything. Sugar was expensive at first, but it quickly became a staple ingredient in cakes, making them sweeter and more decadent than ever before. New cake recipes popped up everywhere, featuring layers, fillings, and elaborate decorations. Cake making became an art form, and pastry chefs were highly sought after for their skills. Industrial Revolution mass-produced cakes for the masses. The 19th century brought the Industrial Revolution, and with it, mass production. Suddenly, ingredients were easier to come by, and new inventions like the mechanical oven made baking faster and more efficient. Cakes were no longer just for the wealthy. Bakeries popped up in towns and cities, making and selling cakes to people from all walks of life. The Industrial Revolution made cakes more accessible and affordable for everyone. The 20th century, cake mixes and supermarkets. The 20th century was the era of convenience. In the 1930s, the first cake mixes appeared on store shelves, changing the baking game forever. Now anyone could bake a cake at home with just a few simple ingredients and a bit of stirring. Supermarkets became the go-to destination for all things cake. You could find everything you needed in one place, from pre-made frosting to colorful sprinkles. Cake decorating became a popular hobby, with people personalizing their cakes for birthdays, holidays, and special occasions. Technology in the kitchen stand mixers to ovens. Technology continued to transform the way we bake cakes. Stand mixers made mixing batter a breeze, while electric ovens offered precise temperature control for perfect baking. No more hand-cranked egg beaters or unpredictable wood-fired ovens. These new gadgets took the guesswork out of baking and made it easier than ever to achieve consistent, delicious results. The digital age, online recipes and baking communities. Then came the internet. Suddenly, we had access to an endless library of cake recipes from all over the world. Online baking communities brought cake enthusiasts together to share tips, tricks, and photos of their latest creations. Social media platforms like Instagram and Pinterest became virtual bakeries, showcasing stunning cake designs and inspiring home bakers to up their game. The digital age made it easier than ever to learn, share, and be amazed by the world of cake. AI and the future of cakes, smart ovens, and robot bakers. So what's next for cake? Get ready for the age of artificial intelligence. We already have smart ovens that can adjust cooking times and temperatures based on the recipe. Imagine ovens that can tell when your cake is perfectly baked. No more toothpicks needed. In the future, we might even have robot bakers that can whip up a cake from scratch, handling all the measuring, mixing, and baking for us. Don't worry though. We'll always have the creativity and joy of decorating. Personalized Cakes AI knows what you like. AI can also personalize our cake experiences. Imagine an app that analyzes your dietary needs and preferences and then suggests custom cake recipes just for you. Or picture walking into a bakery and ordering a cake that's been 3D printed to your exact specifications with personalized decorations and flavors. The future is delicious, keep calm and bake on. From ancient times to the digital age, cakes have always been a part of our celebrations, traditions, and everyday lives. Technology has played a huge role in shaping the cakes we know and love today, making them sweeter, more accessible, and even more exciting. As we look to the future, one thing's for sure, the world of cake is full of delicious possibilities. So keep calm, bake on, and let's see what sweet innovations the future holds. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive future updates.